So for the car coasters, when I press them, I like to print in little squares that are just slightly bigger than the car coaster, and I can get 6 on a sheet, so I could do different designs. I could do 6 different or just all, but I like to do it like this. And then I take the little cutout and I put it to the left, so when it's flipped over, because this image is reversed, it'll face the other way. It's just a preference how I like to use them. And then you center it right here, and then I use about 3 pieces of tape, usually. Secure it. Secure it around the circle in different spots. You can put as much as you want. Sometimes they can move, so you have to be careful with these. And then once they're all taped down, you can press them. And real quick, just for images like this, that's actually an image, not just a pattern. I tried to get it small and center. I do a circle on my Procreate where the actual coaster will be, so I can see it actually isn't going to get cut off. So you just have to make sure you get this centered in the same spot, and that way your image will be fully on the coaster. Alright, so this heat press is real easy to use. You just hit the little temperature button, put it to 360, you can push the button or hold it, it doesn't matter. And then the timing, mine 60 seconds, and there you go. And there's an auto setting, so when you slide this in, the heat press goes up and down. Otherwise, you just hit this button and it does it for you. This one's pretty cool. It's an HTV run. I'm not sponsored. It'd be nice if I was. Oh, there it goes. So basically, it's a pretty nice heat press. They make Cricut ones. I also have an X-Tool heat press, but this is the one I use for my sublimation, and I like it. So there you go. Okay, now we're gonna press these. My instructions for these specific ones, I looked on comments when I bought them on Amazon, and people said about 360 for 60. They vary. You have to play with this. Every heat press is different. I have an HTV run, I think 2, and some people have stronger ones. Maybe they do it manually with like the Cricut press. It just varies, but this is what worked for me for this brand. So this is what I do. So you have to cover your work surface because this ink will go off on whatever it touches. So you press them upside down, so make sure they're all taped really well, and then you put cardstock, or I'm using butcher paper, so I got a big roll of butcher paper, and I have that underneath to make sure no extra ink goes through. And you want this up because that's what the pressure is. Then you also cover it with another paper because you really don't want to get the sublimation ink on your padding or your heat press thing because it will transfer to something else. And you don't use the Teflon for this because moisture can get trapped. I do sometimes use it, but you don't really want to. Then this one, I have an auto setting. So when it's hot enough, 360-60, with the little green lights on, I can do this and I can close it, and it will close and press for me. And I'll be back when this is done. Okay, we got a few seconds left. It's about to come up on its own. Not all presses do this. Some you have to lift up on your own, it beeps. Then you slide it out. And I forgot to put my heat gloves on, so hang on. I can't find them right now. It's fine, they're not that hot. So just be careful. Take this off, and then you can see how the image presses around and see how it gets on the paper. So you definitely want to have that covered. And be careful, because if this moves around on there, you can do something called ghosting. So it'll be like a secondary image. So you want to put this on a heat resistant surface. I have an ironing board. And then you can take them and you peel them off. This is hard to do one-handed. But look how cute they are. And if you noticed, this prints really light and then heat activates and makes it darker. So when you're making your images, do a little lighter to see, like, this is like almost a lime green, and it came out a little bit darker, and it's perfect. And it's just a practice thing. You really just kind of have to get a feel for it because you know it's going to print a little darker. So this one has a little bit of an edge that maybe didn't touch completely. It's not really that noticeable, but if that bothers you, you know, make a new one. But that would bother me. I wouldn't sell that one, honestly, like, because I notice it and it bothers me. But this is my cute little herb pattern, and I love how this looks. And then I made 2 of each of these ones. This one came out good, so there's that. The new orange pattern I just made. It's really pretty. The blue's really vibrant. And this super cute box, which I also made for tote bags. So I have a lot of different stuff, and I engraved this. So basically, if you make this, you can do several different products that all have the same. Like I did engraving for notebooks. I did the DTF prints on tote bags, and I have these. So basically, it's a fun way to have like consistency over your products. So there you go. There's how I make my sublimated card coasters.